First, we would like to say thank you to everyone, especially the USRN team for this opportunity. And we'll introduce you to Links, an AAC app for South Korea. So let's say you walked into a restaurant to get a burger. But what if you can't actually say what you want? Then how would you order it? And this is what more than 8.8 million people with communication disability in Korea are experiencing every day. So what if you can point to symbols to order? And this is a concept called AAC, the Alternative and Augmentative Communication, which includes all tools that help people with communication disability to better communicate. But existing ones have some problems. First, many existing apps focus on learning for children, not for everyday communication. This restricts people from outside activities, which has bad impact on their mental health and the society as a whole. And second, existing apps are hard to use. They're not up to date and not suitable to Korean culture. Lastly, AAC zones are growing in Korea, but how many restaurant owners will be so generous to just manually make every AAC menu? So we need to reduce the time and effort. And here's our solution. It's an application called Links, meaning Linked Society. Links provides different solutions based on two user types. First, those with communication disability, and second, those who run cafes or restaurants.
First, Links shows cafes and restaurants with AAC menu on its map by data crawling. This can offer much convenience to the communicatively disabled who had to visit the places in person to see whether they have AAC menu or not. The cafes and restaurants can be searched by location, food, or name, and they are categorized like fried chicken and pizza for further convenience. Before we launch our lab, we plan to do MVP tests by providing bookmark folders of cafes and restaurants with AAC menu using the most widely used maps in Korea to our potential users. Second, Links allows owners of cafes and restaurants to easily convert their menu into a catchy AAC menu using AI. Crowful, which is a combination of croissant and waffle, is popular in Korea, but not in AAC services. So we decided to design new and catchy AAC symbols that are updated regularly. Links automatically analyzes the menu uploaded by the owners and combines the AAC symbols to create a whole new AAC menu, which can be viewed by the disabled by simply clicking the cafe or restaurant on the map. Third, Links provides communication services via AAC that are specialized in certain places. We plan to start off with cafes, restaurants, and convenience stores. People with communication disabilities can ask for a takeout in a cafe, for new chopsticks when they drop one in a restaurant, and where the microwave is in a convenience store via Links.
When researching, we have found many competitors. However, none of the AAC devices or apps meet all the requirements mentioned here. AAC Zone and WeTalk is available in only few areas in South Korea, and one who wants to use WeTalk must go to the provincial government and has to take a test. And my AAC is for children's education purpose and not for communication. Only Links can address the problem of people with communication disability. So, for our MVP service of Links, our service obtainable market would be disabled people who need alternative means of communication. And this is only for our MVP service, and market size would be changed and would be bigger, since we will receive funding from big companies, Yonsei University and Seoul Provincial Government. And the maximum amount would be $8,000 for this year. We will expand to hospitals, public transportation, and government office by October, and a campaign will be held in August with KT&G company. And also, we are planning to bring all existing AAC data to our app by next year, January. By the end of this year, Links will be a trendy encyclopedia that is essential for everyone's daily life. We will always work hard for the daily life of the disabled. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Team Yonsei. Links is very, very great and very inclusive presentation. So I'll, of course, ask Ms. McCain to first introduce her first question to the team.
Thank you for sharing this innovative solution with us. I think you did a really excellent job in identifying a market gap with a lot of extensive research. And I really enjoyed the fact that you applied it specifically to your own context in Korea. I just have one question. So you identified the target group you want to work with are people with communication disabilities. Were you able to consult with any people with communication disabilities as you came up with the solution?
Due to the time constraint, since we only have 2 weeks, to develop all the prototypes, we haven't. However, we will definitely continue developing our apps even after this USRN bootcamp is finished. So maybe next week, we will interview people with communication disability first in Yonsei University. And while researching, we have found many videos and articles about those people. And in that video, there was an interview and they said current AAC devices have many problems. For example, it is too heavy or has to take a task, something like this.
Great, thank you very much for that insight.
Thank you, Ms. McCain. Any questions from the facilitators? Okay, so maybe I'll ask another question for Team Yonsei. So regarding your financial, so I can see a definite great potential in the market size. And so my question is regarding the 8,000 sort of starting capital. I can see it, of course, has been allocated for certain operations, for marketing, also for certain development costs as well. How do you expect your services to scale? As I can see, you're tapping into quite a large market from retail to restaurants and hospitals. Do you foresee a new financial stream or avenue to sustain your operation and to scale your service?
Our main purpose of this app is not making a lot of money, but for the people with communication disability and their daily life. But we acknowledge that the financial part is essential for our sustainable service. So we are going to contact as many companies and institutions as possible to get funding from them as well. And we already contacted many companies such as KT&G and KT in Korea. And we will receive funding from Seoul provincial government. And we found that Seoul provincial government is currently recruiting for a social venture. So we will apply for it to get sufficient amount of funding. And we will apply for Yonsei University's workstation project. So through the subsidization, I think we can get $8,000 for our investment.
Sure, thank you very much. Okay. Any other questions from other facilitators?
Fred, I'll again have a go, sorry. So I just wanted to, first, congratulations on coming up with this idea. And, you also presented very well, thank you. I just wanted to know that, this is kind of related to what Claire asked, the primary research around people with communication disabilities, you've not spoken to us yet. Have you kind of, in the world of design, we call it a service design map. Have you kind of mapped who you would cater to and how they fit into the system? You obviously have the technology, you have the interface, and what your business model is going to be, but have you thought about the people? Have you thought about your users and how they fit into this and the kind of service that you need to offer to them in order to make this app successful?
So I think I can also answer that question. Adding on to Yanu's response about the user test, we'll do the interviews and the user test even after this USRN camp. And from the user test, we'll try to really see how people can actually use this app. And our primary goal for developing this app is that it has to be easy for them to use. So we'll consult with the experts so that the interface is really easy for the users and straightforward. And we'll also receive feedback from the users, which are both the restaurant owners and also the people with communication disability. And another really great thing about our app is that we can update it continuously. And we're also considering adding a function of a community of the people with communication disability so that they can themselves contribute the ideas and feedback for the app, and we can reflect that in our app for updates. Yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you, Sejin. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.